Here's Johnny.
Spurs fans, football fans, subscribers, viewers, hit the subscribe. Oh, we've got Chelsea today. Mate, what a weekend we've had as well. PGMOL. They just don't, it's the gift that don't stop giving, isn't it? Yesterday, Havertz, the handball, the West Ham non-goal. And that's just in the last, there's probably more as well. But that's just in the last week and a half, isn't it? 2 weeks. What's going on, mate? If everyone had their way, we would just get rid of VAR and PGMOL. Stockley Park, goodbye. Go back to the beautiful game again. I think a lot of footballers would concur as well. So it's got absolute joke, isn't it? It's pissing down. That's why I got me out on. I'm not a sweaty bastard. I've just come in from the school runs and it's horrible out there, mate. It's horrible, mate. We've got Chelsea tonight. Betting odds are against us. I'm positive that we're going to get something out of the game. I'm being absolutely have faith, blindly supporting my football club, which we should do. I go online and social media. Someone said to me, don't go on social media. One of my subscribers. Well, you can't help not but go on social media. It's the way the world is now. You just got to, it's how you get your information. I don't watch television to get me news. I don't buy a newspaper. So social media, that's all we've got, isn't it? But it is bad. I do agree. Social media is bad for the mental health. Bruv, are you having a laugh? Even YouTube I find bad for the mental health. TikTok's even worse. Then you've got a load of poncy arseholes on Instagram. Facebook has just turned into a children's version of the right wing. Twitter's just turned into right wing. You might as well call it shit, mightn't you? Like everyone else does. It's just disgusting. Regarding the Chelsea game, I'm just hoping our strikers put it out of the bag tonight, because Chelsea have got something to prove. We have got a game of a lifetime. I'm not going to call it an FA Cup or anything that you can celebrate after. It's going to be one challenging game. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. It's a late night game as well. It's pissing down at the minute. So no doubt that pitch is going to be fucking slip-slidey away. Just thoughts and prayers with the Tottenham squad and Mr. Roberto De Zerbi. And 1 point we need to be safe. Gertcha. Let's just do it, eh? Let's just do it. I've done a video the other day, which was ironic, satirical, Greek tragedy, and what else? And sarcasm, all included. The video was about the Spurs multimedia platform, currently known as Spurs Chub, Spurs Up. And do you know what? I was piss-taking, an absolute piss-taking. A lot of people found it to be genuine. Oh, he was being genuine. I wasn't being genuine, I was being disingenuine. But then it got me thinking, it just shows how much us YouTube content creators can dress things up and make it look real. Because if people found that real, then mate, I could sell oil to the Arabs. But that was very sarcastic, ironic. There's only a few, say out of 10 people, 4 people got it and the other 6 didn't. Is that to do with IQs above 70? It might well be. But it was disingenuine. It was absolutely ironic and everything else, like what I was saying. To go to a platform that's supposed to be dressed up as a place to get exposure, but yet you don't get your ad revenue because you don't get the AdSense. That's doing YouTube content creators. It's unjust to them, isn't it? It's an absolute come on, let's face it, no one does nothing for nothing in this life, right? And it don't cost £700 a month to run a website. We all know this. You got to be stupid, bruv. You know what I mean? We've all seen the site for GoDaddies. We're all on the internet. You can have a search yourself on your chat GPT. It don't cost this much to run a website, right? Not unless you're running like 3 servers and you're using loads of different programs at the same time and you're botting, then it might cost a bit of money, you know what I mean? But I don't think the lad's doing that, or is he? Are you botting, Sean? Are you botting? The geezer just wants the internet traffic to make the website go higher in the Google rankings. He's a Google SEO geezer. He ain't fucking stupid. You know what I mean? And he's dressed it up as something that, well, we all know you're using third party or the embedded stream with a third party wrapper or CSS, or it's just wrapped up and you enabled functions to not let the adverts be seen, so they're not getting their ad revenue. They might get exposure off the odd person who enters the website, and believe me, people can enter websites when it's giving you a nice quality stream and no adverts. You know, it's like buying a snide football shirt, isn't it? You know what I mean? Your content creators are doing hard work on YouTube, but yet you're going around the corner, you're watching it on a backdoor TV. That's what it is, isn't it? You know, I never thought I'd be that sort of person, Timon, because I'm the sort of streaming person, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to something that you're doing, I suppose it's a different matter. Mind you, I'm not on there, so neither here nor there with me, is it, to be honest with you? You know what I mean? But that was disingenuine. Anyway, PGMOL ruined the game. Absolutely ruined the game. This year's league has absolutely been a farce. It's like carry on up the football. Stockley Park, VAR, they've all got something wrong with them. Everyone's brand off with them. That was the final straw yesterday with the Havertz tackle 5 inches above. Red card, bruv. Red card, but nothing. It just shows you how corrupt PGMOL are to give other teams different results to other teams. It's just, you've got the same action but a different outcome. Are we seeing it there? It's not been a tight league, it's been a corrupt league. That's what it's been. They're a bunch of shitbags, to be honest with you, aren't they? Absolute bunch of shitbags. I wish the Football League would challenge them and say, you know what, next year, nothing. We're not having you next year. We're going to put all that money into grassroots. Are they going to do that? No, of course they ain't going to do that. They've made themselves indispensable. The offside rule, where your pubic hair now counts, it's all a con. It's all a con. The beautiful game is not so beautiful anymore. The cracks are happening. The injections of filler have started happening, and we're going to turn out like one of those tarts with the big lips and the pumped up eyebrows and the Turkish teeth. And that's what all Football League is going to look like soon, with the introduction of all the computerisation and everything else. It's going to be just look exactly the same. Mind you, football is looking exactly the same. We were running out of characters in football, weren't we? I mean, what characters we got left? Lamine Yamal. That's about it. Great player, got a bit of a character, a bit cheeky. I can't name any other characters of football. You can name good players, but you can't name any more it's not like you can name the greats, is it? You know? Maybe it's just me, I'm not seeing it, but football's going down the pan really quickly. Especially with all this corporate stuff. Everyone's just an investment company now. God bless West Ham fans. My sympathies. It's not mathematically impossible for them to stay up if we have 2 losses, I think. Yeah, fair play to both of us. God bless the fucking Spurs fans, mate. Let's just hope we get a win. I'm already fucking thinking we're safe. I'm not counting my chickens. Johnny, don't count your chickens, you silly bastard. You know what I mean? But wow, what a week of fucking football, eh? And then to top it all off, I watched the Hotspur Hippie video yesterday where he says about having a go at other football channels, Spurs channels, because they was going in hard on Tottenham. And they are negative. They're negative for a reason, because it creates engagement, and engagement creates views. And that's what people are looking for, the views off YouTube, aren't they? It's the Lee Gunner school of YouTube. We've all seen the Henry Wrights, we've all seen the Stelioses. They just want to create negativity and outrage, and even with the watch-alongs, you know, they're sitting there for 35 minutes, 40 minutes on a watch-along. They don't even give you a commentary on the watch-along. They're not even talking throughout the watch-along, and all of a sudden score, and they do this fucking, yeah, kick the chair over. That's just because they want to get on the reaction video. The egos on these people are absolutely fantastic. Believe you and me, when you start YouTube, you think to yourself, I'll stay humble. But if you're like got a sheep brain and you're not critical minded, then you're going to do this ego thing. You're going to feed into it. Oh, look, I've got 100 subscribers. That means 100 people like me. I've got 200. That means 200 people like me. 300 people. Then they started getting big heads. You know, they get to these thousands, over 1,000, 2,000. They get these massive fucking chods on them. How heavy's your chod, Sean? You know what I mean? They really do. Right? And that goes for all of them. They wouldn't like to care to admit it, but they've all got egos beyond who they are. You know? You've got to stay humble. Stay humble, mate. Otherwise, you just be horrible, mate. You know? Simple as that. And, yeah, it's this ego thing, isn't it? You got the Stelioses want us to get relegated. Or does he? It's just for engagement. So what he's saying is not necessarily true, but he just wants the engagement, the financial gain from YouTube. You got it with the transfer market. If you go through Spurs channels, there's one particular Spurs channel. Let's just pick one out of or two, just to make it unbiased. But you got like Football Heritage, and you got Spurs Talk Show. The way they go on in the transfer market, they will echo chamber the Talk Sports and all the other shit that you get, like the Athletics, the Tottenham News, is all fucking that internet shit. And they will just, and Fabrizio Romano, which is only ever right, I think last year, was it 48% of the time? So he give you a name, float it out there, but he gets paid by the agents to do that. You know, to float the names out of there. So the agents go and give him a backhander. There you go, Fabrizio. Put that on your Twitter in hope that their player might go to a better club or get the clubs arguing with each other. And then the YouTubers will get hold of it. Oh, content bomber. Let's use the word bomber. Fuck off. This is England, bruv. This is England, mate. 2026. This is England. Our subscribers ain't that stupid, are they? They're not that stupid, mate. You know? Mind you, I wish to God that some of them would interact more with these bigger channels. You know, they've got 1,000 people watching, 700 people watching, yet it's the same 30 people in the chat. That's fucking weird in itself. If you've got if I had 700 people in the chat, I'd expect more than the same fucking 30, and I'd expect more than the same 15 names to keep coming up. You know what I mean? I'd expect a fuller chat, not with user 7127 says this, user Dragon says 7674442 says this, mate. You know what I mean? I'd expect to have like fucking Shawnee from Spurs, Ian from Spurs, fucking Johnny from Spurs, fucking Frank from Spurs, you know, proper names, not none of this fucking. So I find that weird myself. I look at things like patterns, and the patterns that I'm seeing is like, well, being a moderator on Paul's channel has opened my eyes up, because you get different options. You can see what people have wrote in chat previously. Sometimes he gets people in there that I know. I said to Paul one day, oh, that geezer's obviously like a chat bot or a pseudo name of another content creator. Because look at what the shit they're coming out with. And he went, you get that in chat. Because I don't do loads of lives. So when I go onto Paul's, it's an eye-opening experience a lot of the time. And I see you can chat on you can press the button on someone's name and you can see different options come up. So it's an eye-opener. You know what I mean? Now I understand why some of my subscribers, when they go on to Football Heritage, Spurs Talk Show, Spurs 5, well, not so much Spurs 5, because I've seen you talking in Spurs 5, a lot of people. How dare you? How dare you? I'm piss taking, by the way. I ain't gatekeeping, mate. I'm just doing that. What's that bird's name? How dare you? Yeah, they don't do it too much on that one, but on the rest of them, if you don't agree with their narrative or their agenda, or you're not being divisive enough, you've got a time out button as well. You can time people out, you know. Ah, YouTube, what a lovely place to be. Fucking love it, don't you? Anyway, I don't think there's much else to say now except for get behind the Tottenham. Who do you think's going to be our strikers today? We've got Solanke out. What, are we relying on Richarlison? Are we relying on Tell? As I said, the odds are against us when I've looked on the betting companies. I don't like betting. Don't bet, kids. Just don't bet. It's a waste of cash. I reckon we're going to get beat 2-1. We could go to the Opta supercomputer. Now, they've been wrong for all the Spurs games, the last 3 Spurs games. Why have they been wrong? Because they've been judging us on a season with Thomas Frank. Now we've got De Zerbi. The Opta supercomputer still judges us on previous games. So that's been totally wrong. They've got us, I think it's 60-1 odds at the minute, Tottenham. Or Chelsea, yeah, Tottenham to win 60-1. Now, if I had fiver, would I be betting on Tottenham? I might bet on Tottenham. If 60-1, 5 nicker, you know what I mean? That might get me out of a jam this week. But say if we draw, you know, then I've lost a fiver that could have been put in the petrol tank. Oh, mate, do you know what? I'm like a king. If I've got an extra fiver, being a father of 2 and I ain't got a pot to piss in at the minute, and, mate, I'd live like a king. That fiver, you know what I mean? It means the kids would be shut up in the car for that day. Ah, that's heaven. You know, when you've got that bit of extra cash and you just splash it on the kids to just shut up. Bags of crisps, drinks. Heaven. Heaven. I've done nearly 3 weeks of not smoking, lads. 3 weeks of not smoking. I've been on the vapes. I've got that vape. Me Argos little not Argos, but Argus. It's an Argus one with the juices. And I got these Lost Marys. These Lost Marys are really addictive. They're 2 milligram nicotine. Good for the morning, but you find yourself being reliant on them. Look, even the wife took a couple of puffs the other day. She went and bought herself one, bro. That's how addictive these vapes are, the nicotine in them. Just shows you I've given up every single fucking drug, and I've took every drug known to mankind, but nicotine is the worst one ever. And caffeine. Me and my brother was talking about it, about caffeine and nicotine and how bad they are. And I said to him, there's, out of all the stuff that I've took from the crack to the bran to the whiz to the smoke to the fucking trips, E's, you name it, K, everything. I wish I'd have never started smoking. Wish I'd have never started smoking. That is the worst of them all. Rots your guns, rots your teeth, rots your lungs, rots your bank balance. I mean, you think about it, you can get, well, I'm going to tell you what's the equivalent you can buy in narcotic wise, because that would be highly illegal, and that would be like me pushing it. Just give it all up. You find yourself in a much better place. You know what I mean? Mind you, I've been going through mental health this week as well. My bipolar's been going up and down. I don't know whether that's to do with the football or the weather, because as soon as the weather goes and we ain't got no much sun, my bipolar, I don't take tablets for my bipolar. I'm unmedicated bipolar, right? So I like to keep on one level. I don't like to get too excited. I don't like, try not to get down. Last night I was terribly down. 1 hour of being in absolute dark despair places that no mind should ever go to. And then sitting there for 3 hours trying to get myself out of it, to come down at 12 o'clock at night, just as the wife's going to bed, and me thinking to myself, I feel a bit better now. I feel a bit better now. Do you know what? Mental illness. So I'm counting on Tottenham for a little bit of a just to pick me up, give me a bit of a livener, just so I've got something positive to go into the next football game with. But mate, mental health. There's a geezer on YouTube, no, not YouTube, TikTok, talking about it, Goldie, who I watch, and I think he's just lost someone close to him. That's one thing that, oh mate, that's an hard one. It hits you mentally, doesn't it, when you lose someone? So God bless all the people who's lost someone, because everyone's lost someone. Think about them in a positive way. Remember, they're not gone. You've still got the memories, and you've still got their sayings, what they used to say. That's the thing I hold on to that keeps me not going down that path. But yeah, come on, let's do the Chelsea. Man City. I'm Man City playing today. I was listening to the radio. I looked on the thing. It just said Spurs today playing. But then it goes Man City as well on the radio. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are they talking about Man City for? Pep's leaving. Apparently Pep's leaving. And they've got Maresca coming in. Wow, that's a bit of a change, isn't it? Whether or not Pep is going to have a year off and then go into international football, is that where he's going to go, or is he going to go there? He might want to prove himself in the Championship, mightn't he? That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? But you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of news coming out, aren't they? Probably in the next week we'll have a lot more transfer news, proper transfer news. Not none of this disinformation from Fabrizio Romano, because as soon as you get 2 weeks into the end of the league, Fabrizio starts releasing Twitters like a good one, doesn't he? Can you see the patterns yet, boys and girls? 48% right last year. You know what I mean? Maybe we should do our own Fabrizio. Johnny talks transfers. Johnny talks Spurs. Oh, Johnny talks football. Maybe I can get an ego from myself. You know what I mean? And to that geezer, Henry Wright, get out in the sun. Get out in the sun, lad. My mate sent me a screenshot of him and said, "Ain't he white?" And I thought, fuck me, bruv. You are whiter than white, mate. You're like a snowflake, geezer. You know, get out in the sun. Stop doing the YouTubes, mate. Does you no good. Get with reality. In fact, that goes for a lot of these YouTubers. Have you seen the pasty looking skin they've got? I'm sure if you bring their photos up from years ago, they look totally different. I bet you they look like full of vitality and youth. And now you look at them on these programs on YouTube and they've got their flat cap on, the fucking big saggy cheeks, too much sauce. You think to yourself, fucking hell, you let yourself down. You really let yourself down. Maybe it's to do with mental health. Maybe they've got mental health problems. I mean, alcohol's mental health. I did read a community post from someone the other day who said, I'm only one out of the three, what he's being accused of being. And the worst, the least of all evils, is it? Least of all evils that he said he's a drinker. Drinking is no good show on a big scale, mate. You can't keep doing YouTube and drinking. You'll go down one path that you don't want to go down. You know, you won't be able to do it sober. I was like that with guitar playing, mate. I'd spent my whole life on stuff and then I've had to wean myself off of everything. As soon as I picked up a guitar, for the first 6 months, 12 months, I said to my missus, I can't do this sober. Can't do this sober. It was an excuse that my brain was telling itself. You know, you have to rewire your brain that you can do this sober. It was you was being an arsehole, fucking taking the shit and fucking doing it fucking like that in the first place. Otherwise, you might not have been in this position now. You might have been like one of my daughters, or two of my daughters at the minute, fucking touring the world, you know what I mean? You never know, do you? You never know. Anyway, if my daughters are watching this, and you're getting your English fix, I love you. I miss you. And enjoy Brazil, and the other one can enjoy Shanghai. And my other daughter, enjoy your British town centre, what you live in. I won't give the game away where the other daughter lives because she's in Britain. But cool, don't you wish you could? Oh, do you know what? I wish I was young again. I'd be straight out there with my daughter, touring Shanghai, touring Brazil. I'd be flying from one to the other, bruv. All those duty frees. I'll be living the life of Riley. Anyway, peace out. God bless. Have a beautiful day. And be nice to one another. Because this YouTube, one thing it has taught me is that there's so many horrible people out there. And you know what? I don't want to feed into that horribleness. You know, this is why I fight all the time on YouTube and outspoken. Because it's all underhanded and everyone talks behind each other's backs. And just recently I've seen it in my normal life, people talking behind each other's backs. I'm not the sort of person to do that, mate. If I see someone's being a cunt, I call them a cunt. If I see someone's being horrible, I just say, bruv, you're horrible, mate. Peace out. God bless.